Welcome to Polk Place. I'm Brian Lacey, and joining me in studio from Peace River Center is Morgan Whitaker Smith. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
First time on, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So, been there 5 years, and you haven't come and seen me yet?
Well, I'm excited for the invitation today.
All right, but you are going to come back and see me again,
Absolutely.
right? All right. Put a good word for me. I want to talk to you about the On Track program. What kind of services does the On Track program include?
So the On Track program is a new program that's being piloted in our area and a few other places around the state of Florida that is providing intensive community-based services for young adults and late teenagers who have recently experienced the onset of symptoms such as hearing or seeing things that other people don't hear or see, having unusual thoughts or feelings, having trouble with their thought processes, symptoms that get sometimes referred to as psychosis. And the idea of the program is that we bring all of the different parts of the mental health system together. Therapists who can support the individual and their family with recovery, medication management through nurse practitioners, peer support from people with lived experience who are able to walk beside that young person in their journey, and recovery supports for individuals to go back to school and re-engage with jobs and really just get their lives back going in the direction that all young people want to go to.
So we've heard a little bit about what it is and who's part of the team. Who's the program available to?
So primarily we serve individuals who are between the ages of roughly 16 and 30, who are within about 2 years of the onset of these types of symptoms. So they may have experienced other symptoms throughout their lifespan, but we really target individuals who are newly experiencing those symptoms like hearing things or having trouble with their thoughts, because the idea is if you give people intensive support at that early phase when they are newly experiencing them and help them understand what they're going through, be able to move forward in their lives, re-engage with their goals, that people experience much better outcomes throughout their lifespan. They are able to obtain employment, they're able to maybe live independently if that's one of their goals, be able to go to school, have relationships with people, all of the types of goals that anyone would want for their life.
The program is new to our area. Where did it come from? And state the obvious, why is it so important? Why is there a need for it?
Sure. So the program actually came out of some research that was done, that has been done internationally and in other states as well. And this particular model is based off of some research and pilot studies that were done in the state of New York in collaboration with Columbia University, the Center for Practice Innovations. And really, the reason why the program was developed and the need that it's fulfilling is that we know that most people who are going to experience the onset of things like psychosis, it typically happens in young adulthood. And then without support, sometimes that can lead to a lot of secondary impacts, like not succeeding in school, not being able to work the way they want to. Sometimes there might be disruptions in the family relationship. Sometimes it can lead to things like housing instability. And really, what the research has shown is that if you give people intensive support in those early years, then they're able to not experience a lot of those types of secondary losses, and they're able to live lives that they want to live without having, with manageable ways of addressing their symptoms instead of having all of that secondary impact.
Now, when you say manageable, how does it help the youth? How does it, and the young adults? How is it helping them become a functioning part of society?
Sure. So what the idea is that if you help someone understand what they're going through and be able to learn to advocate for themselves, to really understand the types of symptoms that they're experiencing, to understand that the role that, for instance, medication may play in helping them achieve their goals, in being able to articulate what's happening to them to providers, being able to understand what types of support they might need. We work with them to be able to advocate for themselves, to be able to really express their needs and their goals and to be an active participant in their recovery process. So the program uses a shared decision-making model, which means that anytime we are interacting with that young person, we consider there to be two experts in the room. So we bring the expertise about treatments and options, but that young person is considered to be the expert about their lives and what they are going through. And from there, treatment decisions become a collaboration. So that young person is empowered to be able to own their own recovery process and what that looks like for them across their lifespan.
With a county of over 2,055 square miles, 17 communities, Peace River Center is in a lot of those communities. Where is the On Track program available within the satellite offices of Peace River?
So we are a community-based program, which means that although we have an office currently located in Lakeland, our services are primarily provided out in the community throughout Polk, Highlands, and Hardy counties. And most of our services happen in the homes, in the schools. We go out to the clients. We see them, we meet them according to their needs and wishes. So some of our clients prefer to come into the office, but for many of them, transportation may be a challenge. They may have busy schedules. And so we go out and we meet them where they are at so that they don't have to try to break down some of those barriers that transportation and scheduling can sometimes provide.
What are the expected outcomes of the On Track program? What do you call a success?
So success looks very different for every person. It's going to be very unique to what they want for their lives. But mostly what we would consider to be successful is if that person has really been able to re-engage with their goals, they've been able to move forward in whatever that looks like for their life, and even if they're continuing to experience some symptoms, that they are able to address those symptoms. They're not getting in the way of them being able to experience the quality of life that they want. And so success for us would look like we've given you the tools and the resources and the empowerment to be able to manage what your life looks like without this having to stop you and prevent you from living the fullest life that is able to. And recovery is completely possible. It may not mean that that person never experiences symptoms again. For some people it might, but for other people they may continue to experience symptoms. But at the point at which those symptoms are no longer holding them back from living their fullest life, that would be what we would consider the point at which we would look at that as a really successful outcome.
We have about 30 seconds left. Inspire those at home, whether it be a family member who knows someone who's going through this, or the individual possibly themselves that might be watching this. Inspire them to reach out and seek help.
So what I would want them to know is that recovery is absolutely possible. It's going to look different for every single person, but even though those things may seem insurmountable right now, even though those problems may seem overwhelming and it may feel as though there's no end in sight, no hope possible, with the right resources and the right supports in place, it is absolutely possible for individuals to live full lives, to achieve their goals, to move forward with their hopes and dreams, and to be able to experience the same high quality of life that any of us would want for ourselves. There's no reason why symptoms have to be barriers to be able to achieve that. And in those moments of time when it's very difficult to see that hope, I would hope that individuals would be able to experience that recovery is possible even when you can't see that end result right now.
Morgan, that was great information. I want to thank you for coming in, and come back and see me again, will you please?
Thank you so much for having me.
Peace River On Track is an innovative treatment program for adolescents and young adults who recently had unusual thoughts and behaviors or have started hearing or seeing things that others don't. On Track uses a shared decision-making model and consists of comprehensive care using evidence-based practices offered by a team of professionals, and services can include mental health treatment, education, and employment support, substance use treatment, family education and support, and other services as needed. If you need more information, you can give them a call, 863-519-0575, or look them up on the web at peacerivercenter.org.